It appears we're live now, Dallas.
We could be live.
It appears that we have become live on.
I'm glad.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm glad we're live.
What's your favorite part about being live?
I feel so much more alive when we're live.
Yeah, I feel pretty alive. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we got one guy in and 0 thumbs up.
Who do you think is Fubar?
Fubar.
Fubar's first in. I wonder if Fubar going to be our only guy. Wouldn't it be funny if it's just us and Fubar for a night?
Was maybe Fubar's the only one not riding out this storm? George Monty.
George Monty, you're late, man.
Fubar beat you.
Well, Fubar's usually like the 5th one in.
I know.
George Monty is in first.
Dickie Farley.
Doug Darkness here. Matt, what's happening? Mark. Wayne Buzzle. That's a new name. I haven't seen that name yet. Can I steal one of your mentals?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you're like a prince, bro. Jerry Franks, John Moutz. What's happening? Fritz Caddy, Danny Boyd, Jason's Carpet. Man, I've seen a lot of new names in here. John Trudell, Coluti TG, and Dallas. Yeah, let's go, Brandon. That's right?
Yeah.
Have you seen that? That's awesome. Let's go, Brandon. You have, Wayne? I'm sorry. I tell you what, Wayne, I think I have a brain tumor because there's like I have these gaps in my memory. Yeah, okay. Well, welcome back then. Poetry with Reason. There's a name.
Some of these names are just like, they put a lot of time and effort into thinking about these. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like Jules Zam. Where is Paige? She's hanging out with your mom. Los Cadaver now owns 40 Astrodome gauge sets. I don't know what that is. Hey, Wendy, how are you? Dakota is here. So what's new and exciting in your world, man?
Well, besides, I got the video up for the part 4, the conclusion.
You did?
Yeah.
So,
conclusion of Funny Car Evolution.
Well, we only stopped. We stopped with Funny Car Evolution where Funny Car stopped being cool.
Right. Well, and that's the only part that needs to be evolved.
Right.
Just like when we did the dragsters, it was slingshot dragsters.
Yeah. So we covered up to the Batmobile, and then that's it.
Yeah. The rest of it's mundane.
You're right. The rest of it's just right down the toilet. So yeah. So you guys on the AHRA Drag Racing History Channel, there's the last installment of the Funny Car history, and then we're going to do what next?
I'm thinking Heads Up Superstock.
Heads Up Superstock. Turned into pro stock. Yeah. Okay. Which was actually it's interesting you bring up because tomorrow I'm doing a quick video on the history of the tunnel ram.
Oh, really?
Right.
Well, your 383 tunnel ram, I need to borrow it.
Okay.
Just for like a day. I want to check fitment on.
It fits a Buick.
It fits a big block.
Oh,
I'm thinking it'll fit a small block.
Quite possibly. Maybe with some machining. I don't think.
Right. Yeah. I'm thinking it. Well,
Kenny Bell sells the spacers for the big.
Kenny Bell is not around anymore.
Kenny Bell used to sell the spacers. Somebody sells the spacers for it.
I don't think anybody sells the spacers for it.
Really?
Yeah. But what I was looking at doing was I might be able to shorten one up, and then because on a tunnel ram, what's so cool about it is generally your plenum volume is up top, right? And what they do is they separate the carburetors based on how much plenum volume you need, so that center section can be trimmed and then welded back together.
Yeah.
At a narrower or a shorter length, so then I can align the runners.
So, but it's ironic we're doing Heads Up Superstock because the tunnel ram was like one of those innovations that was one of those innovative steps.
Drove the class
because Heads Up Superstock had the Superstock AA Hemi darts and Cudas with the cross rams,
right? And
the tunnel ram was evolved to give the Chevys equal footing.
Oh, really?
In those Heads Up Superstock classes that then became pro stock.
Right.
So, but anyway, that's all besides the point. Let's see.
We're the. Did you see that? So we're the Rocky Balboa and Ivan Drago of YouTube.
I don't really understand the reference. I mean, I know the movie. I know Rocky, but
I must break you.
It's Unity Motorsports Garage. What's going on, Andy?
Let's see. Astrodome gauges are the bubble gauge sets for the Chryslers in the 60s that light up and have the radon pointers.
Oh, electroluminescence. Okay, you have 60 sets of those?
I think he said 40. That's still a lot.
40? Well, that's still a lot.
You have 40 cars?
Harry Satchel Fabo has been a huge help. But man, so Fabo is yes, yes, Andy, Tunnel Ram.
All we did was mention it, and Andy's like showing up. I need to be on YouTube right now.
Andy, I'm just going to do a quick history on it from the high and mighty car, through heads up super stock, then evolution of pro stock, and just why, you know what I mean, the basics of why. It's not going to be a heavy tech piece, but more history. But you want to do a heavy tech piece on them. It's neat. I welcome that, man. Okay.
I also have a Tunnel Ram.
Do you?
I do.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah,
the Cleveland Tunnel. Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, Yance50 says, "What's your favorite small block stock form?"
Why?
Yours would probably be the Dodge, right? The LA motor.
Yeah, I mean it's hard. Yeah, I mean being a Mopar guy. I mean I'm a Mopar guy because I like their engines, right? So yeah, I would say that's my favorite. But I mean I have deep love for the small block Chevy. You don't see me working on any of them or anything like that. But and the Windsor Ford. So yeah, I'm a Mopar guy. I keep Mopars in my world, but I love all engines. It's hard for me to, it's like saying like, who's your favorite kid?
I have my myriad of small blocks I like, but I really gravitate to the small block Ford. The 302 is one of my favorite motors. It was literally the underdog because it's a small cubic inch motor. Gosh, do they wind and they run good.
Well, I'll tell you something that I realized. Like over the last couple of days, right? Because if somebody was if that question was and see, I forget things because you go through life and you have all these different experiences and so on and so forth, right? So if that question instead of that question being what's your favorite small block, it was what's your favorite type of engine, I would say the Thumper.
Well, I don't know what the Thumper is.
A single cylinder.
Oh, single cylinder engine.
Yeah, either two or four stroke. A 4-stroke. A Thumper is a 4-stroke, but with two single cylinder 2 strokes also. But I would say if you had to ask me if I could only play with one engine for the rest of my life, you only get one. You can only mess with one. It's going to be a Thumper. It's going to be a single cylinder motorcycle engine. Those are my absolute favorites.
Fubar is already all over the link to the AHRA Drag Racing History channel.
Because Fubar is a man of action and adventure and wealth and he's just all over the place.
Punctual. But head on over there and check out the latest edition of the Evolution of Funny Cars. It was part 4, the closing discussion all the way up to the Batmobile. Right, the 86 Buick that didn't look like a Buick at all of Kenny Bernstein.
Eureka, do you know which color wires for the brake circuit on a C-body, Uncle Tony? Well, if it's from the 60s, early 70s, it's going to be a pink and a white. My favorite was the 3-cylinder Beezer. Beezer. Yeah, I never messed with those. Jeff Shutter. Shutter says I'm a boss.
Much love from Buffalo, New York.
Thank you, brother, man. Thank you.
Mark Neese asks, what's our favorite rotary engine? I'd have to say the one. The Mazda, perhaps. Or actually, it's called the Wankel.
Janssen50 is saying V-twin better than a Thumper. Come on. Oh, wait a second. Just about every engine is better than a Thumper. Okay, the more cylinders you had, the better it becomes. I get that. One thing has nothing to do with the other. If you ask me what was my favorite, when I was like, if I could only mess with one engine, it would be a Thumper because I love the ultimate simplicity of them, and I love the way they respond. They literally talk to you. Other engines don't really have that same personality, but a Thumper literally talks to you. There's like that direct feedback between your input and what the motor is doing, and it's like there's just something about it that I just love those engines.
Auto 1303 says, what would the bore and stroke look like on a 360 cubic inch Thumper?
It would be giant.
Horrendous.
Bang, 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 bang. That would be great.
But it would be also an engine that's like 500 RPM would be maximum. because a piston would weigh 22 pounds.
Mark Nees likes to hit and miss engines. Well, that's a gearhead favorite. Anybody who's gearhead is just, they love hit and misses. Let's see. Jason T, is there ever a reason to set up a fan to push air through the radiator to the front of a car instead of pulling it through the radiator towards the engine?
Pusher fans versus pullers.
I don't know if it really makes a difference.
I don't, and I've seen pusher fans generally are used in conjunction with a puller where you can't get enough volume of air, right? Enough CFM with just one fan. So you put one on the front and pushes more air through, making it easier to move more air.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Doug Nine says if he was ever on a thumper, it would be a Honda XL 500 metal tank. I love the XL series. I had a 350, the XL